There is a conversation happening inside your organization right now. Maybe it started with someone sending a McKinsey report about AI. Maybe your board asked about it in the last quarterly review. Maybe you've already launched an AI initiative, brought in a vendor, run a training program, allocated a budget. You are not entirely sure it's working. You're not sure how to measure it. You're not sure if your team is actually changing how they work or just adding another one more tool to a browser tab they never open. And you're not sure who to trust to give you an honest answer. I spent the last 4 years working inside organizations across Indonesia and Singapore, helping leadership teams navigate exactly this. And I want to have an honest conversation with you today about what's actually happening with AI in Southeast Asian business, what the organizations getting it right are doing differently, and what it actually takes to move from experiment to transformation. No pitch, no product demo, just the conversation I think you need. Hello, my name is Asik Munandar. So let me tell you what I see over and over again, cross industries, cross company sizes, 3 patterns that consistently kill AI transformation before it has a chance to deliver. The first one, and I see this in almost every organization I enter. AI application and implementation is handed to the IT team. Leadership approves the budget, attends the kickoff meeting, and then steps back because it feels like a technology implementation, and technology is IT's domain. The problem is that AI transformation is not a technology project. It is a business model project. It is an operating model project. The technology is maybe 20% of the work. The other 80% is how does your organization make decisions, process information, and deliver output, and how does that change when AI is in the room? That question cannot be answered by your IT department. It has to be answered by the people who own the business outcomes, and that is you. Mistake number 2, tool training, not workflow transformation. The second pattern, the organization runs an AI training program. Good vendor, good content, employee learns ChatGPT, Cloud, Copilot, and maybe a few other tools. They finish the training, they get a certificate. 3 months later, nothing has changed. Not because the people didn't learn, they learned. The problem is that they learned a tool, not a new way of working. There is a significant difference between knowing how to use ChatGPT and knowing how to redesign the workflow you are responsible for around AI. One is a skill, the other one is a transformation. Most organizations buy the skill. They think they are getting the transformation. No, they are not. I've spoken to HR directors who send 200 employees through an AI training. And 3 months later, when I asked them what changed in their daily operations, the honest answer is not much. The tool is open in a browser tab. It is being used occasionally. But the workflow, the actual process by which work gets done, is identical to what it was before the training. Mistake number 3, the leadership layer is skipped. The third pattern is the most expensive one, and it is almost universal. The training reaches individual contributors, analysts, executives, coordinators, associates. They go through the program. But the CEO, CFO, COO, VPs, the people who set the workflows that everyone else follows, they don't go through it. Or they go through a 2-hour executive briefing, which is not the same thing. Here's what happens as a result. The individual contributor learns to use AI to draft a report in 30 minutes instead of 3 hours. They bring it to their manager. The manager, who hasn't changed how they evaluate work, takes 3 hours to review it. Net time saving, 0. The bottleneck is not at the individual level. The bottleneck is at the leadership level. And until the leadership layer transform how they work, the rest of the organization cannot transform either. So what transformation actually looks like? Let me tell you what I see on the other side. In the organization that get this right, it doesn't look like a technology company. It doesn't look like a startup. It looks like a well-run traditional business that happens to operate at a speed and cost structure that competitors cannot match. And what it looks like concretely, their monthly management reports. The one that used to take the finance team 4 days to compile are ready now in 4 hours. Same quality, same depth, 4 hours. Their customer response time, the window between a lead coming in and a salesperson making first contact has dropped from 2 days to under 2 hours. Not because they hire more people, but AI handles the qualifications, the research, and the first draft of outreach. The salesperson closes, the AI prepares. Their HR team, instead of spending 60% of their time on administrative processing, spend 60% of their time on what HR is actually for. People, performance, culture. The administrative layer has been almost entirely automated. And then there is a layer above all of this, the one that most organizations do not even know to aim for yet, Agentic AI. Most organizations are still using AI as a tool. You ask it something, it gives you an answer. You take the answer and do something about it. That is useful, but it still requires a human in every single loop. Agentic AI is different. You define the objective, you set the parameters, and the AI agent autonomously plans, executes, and delivers the output without someone managing each step. One of the organizations I work with, their supplier evaluation process used to take a team of 3 people, 2 weeks per quarter. Research, data collection, scoring, comparison, report. 2 weeks, 3 people. They now run an AI agent that does the same process in 36 hours. Overnight, the team reviews the output on Monday morning in 45 minutes and makes a decision. The 2 weeks becomes 36 hours. The 3 persons becomes a 45-minute review. This is not a pilot stage. This is not experimental. This is already deployed, running, and and delivering ROI that shows up on the P&L right now in organizations in this region. I want to talk to you about timing because I think this is the piece that most business leaders underestimate. The organizations that successfully transform their operations with AI, they don't have a temporary advantage. They have a compounding advantage. When your finance team learns to produce report 10 times faster, they free up their bandwidth for higher quality analysis. And that analysis leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better outcomes. Better outcomes generate resources to invest further. The gap widens every quarter and it doesn't close. The Southeast Asia context specifically, let's say Singapore government is actively accelerating this transition. MAS is pushing AI into financial services and the UCL hub is retaining 80,000 workers. EDB is making AI capability a filter for attracting investment. The infrastructure, the policy environment, the talent pipeline. All of it is being built to favor organizations that move now. In Indonesia, we are at a critical inflection point. Indonesia Emas 2045 requires an entrepreneurship rate at 8%, and right now we are only 3.5%. And the organizations that close that gap, the ones that build AI-capable workforce and AI-powered operating models in the next 2 to 3 years, will disproportionately shape what the Indonesian economy looks like in 2035. The ones that wait will be competing for talent and market share against organizations that built a 2-year head start. I'm not saying this to create an alarm. I'm saying this because I've seen what it looks like from the inside. And the leaders who moved in 2023, 2024, they are now running organizations that feel structurally different from their peers. Not because they are smarter, not because they had bigger budgets, because they made the decision earlier. So if you watch this far, there is probably a part of this that resonates. Either because you recognize some of these patterns in your own organizations, or because you are trying to figure out what is the right move, or because you've made some of these investments already and you're not sure they are paying off. I want to offer you something. I do a limited number of this each month, not because of artificial scarcity, because this kind of conversation requires preparation and I take it seriously. If you want one, go to my LinkedIn. The link is in the description. Send me a direct message with one word readiness. That's it. I will personally respond within 48 hours and we'll find a time. If you're a CEO or business leader in Southeast Asia and you are serious about AI transformation, I look forward to speaking with you.